Hello everyone, hello and welcome to the second session of our current series, which is Laces and Zentangle. Hope you enjoyed the first tile, and today we'll be drawing another tile using a combination of lace and Zentangle. Yeah, so let's get started right away. So we'll be working on a black tile, right? And I'm now going to start with my 08 jelly roll, and I'm just going to add a nice wavy line running through the center of my, somewhat the center of my tile. Yeah, and replicating the line, adding an aura like this. Yeah, now we are going to be adding some lace inside it. Yeah, and today we'll be drawing a double lace. So this will be a broader lace and there will be two thinner laces on two sides. Yeah, I'm first starting with the broader or the inner lace, right? So I'm going to start with some mukas like this and alright. So I'm using my 08 here because I want these lines to be comparatively bolder, right? Again, you can redo the lines at the same time or you can do it later on, entirely up to you. Yeah, then I'm going to start from here and take the muka to the other side. Again, add an aura like this. Yeah, again repeat the line, or you can use your 10 jelly roll 10, whatever you are comfortable with, but the lines have to be bold enough because it is the main design. Yeah, again I'm going to start from here and add another muka, extend this line, add an aura. Yeah, so just building up a lace design using shape like muka, which is a Zentangle pattern, tangle. Yeah, again I'm going to start from here, go to the other direction. So just take your time and slowly fit in as many as you can comfortably in this area. Add that boldness to the lines. Again going to go the other direction, right? Again start from here, add an aura. Again going to go from here, add an aura. Redo the line. Yeah, so that's one part. Now I'm going to add some petal shapes like these, right? First we'll add the petal shapes and then we'll interconnect them because they cannot be hanging in the air, as I mentioned. Yeah, so you have to be connecting them. Again, draw a petal shape. It's a droplet shape, something like flux. Yeah, so now we'll do some texturing. So first add a little boldness to this shape because this is again the primary design, so we would like to add a second line, redo the lines, right? So just take your time and slowly redo the lines. Yeah, so we are done with drawing our petals also, right? These droplet kind of shapes, we have added that boldness to the lines also. Now, if you want, you can ink it, put the white chalk inside, right, while we shade, or you can add that texturing. So I'm going to use my O5, yes, and then add these loops inside. You can also draw straight lines, very fine looping inside, like this. Yeah, it really adds that texture and gives a nice thread work look. So take your time and slowly add this fine looping with your O5 inside the petal shapes. Yeah, you can see it looks really nice. Instead of straight lines, just that loop kind of stroke. Yeah. Right, and I will do the same inside these lines also around my muka. Yeah, so take that time and add that texture. Whatever spaces you have. Yeah, you can see the nice texture that it adds. Again, the same thing. So I'll do that throughout, just the same way. Yeah. So once we are done with that, the next step is interlacing, right? So pick up a little boulder nib and then connect these petals to the main design. Something like this. Yeah. Fine lines will not show much, but the petals will look like connected with each other and to the main design instead of hanging in the air. Right, you can also connect them with some dots or something like that. Yeah, so done that exercise. So now let us add a background. So I'm again going to pick up my O5 and add a grid, right? So I am again going with a square grid. So add a bigger square grid like this. Yeah. Take your time and add a square grid in the background. Right, So now that we have drawn these vertical lines, I'm now going to add one more layer of lines like this. Yeah, so whatever is visible, need not be perfect. Just a square grid that we are trying to create here, a little bigger. Yeah, so once we are done with that, what I am going to do is add a dot inside and add a cross. So this is again a very commonly seen lace background, right? So you can add 4 lines also like this. Yeah, so even that can be done, looks nice. Yeah, so I'm going to do this cross and plus again, whatever spaces you have, a cross and plus. Yeah, looks nice in the background. Cross and plus, cross and plus. So take your time and slowly do that exercise. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, I'll do that for all. Whatever is visible. Lot of drawing behind here. Right, so I'll go on like this and add it throughout. So I'm done with that exercise. Yes, I'm now going to add an aura. So use your 08 or 10 to add an aura. If you want, you can redo the lines a little so that you maintain that boldness. We will review that in the end if you want to redo lines. Yeah, so I'm just going to add an aura here. Using my 10. Right, add another aura this side. Right, so I missed a little section here. Yeah, that's it. Now we are going to move on to the second lace, right? So what I'm going to do here is add one more wavy line mimicking the first one, right? And then I'm going to add some nice C shapes like this, bold ones, right? So we are now going to second layer of our lace. nice C shapes, very common stroke in Zentangle. Very commonly seen in laces also. Right, so add the bold line, redo the line if required, but they should look bold enough. Yeah. Yeah. So next is again a weave. So I am going to again go with the mesh thing, pick up my O5. First let us draw the same thing on the other side also, right? So again 10. Again draw the same thing. Yeah, go back, redo the line, add that boldness. Yeah, so done with that, and now I'm going to add the mesh again. Right, remember in the last session we drew the mesh, the tangle or leak which looks like a mesh. So I have again picked up my O5, and in the upper section I'm going to add or leak or the mesh kind of a background. Yeah. So I'm still doing the mesh, drawing the lines in the opposite direction. You can draw over the boulder lines also, it won't make a difference. Yeah. So I will do this on the other side also, the same exercise. First draw the lines in one direction, slanting lines, and then create a mesh by adding lines in the opposite direction. Yeah, almost finishing, doing the same exercise on the other side, creating the mesh, right? So we can revisit the lines once we are done with the tangling. Now this section you can either leave it blank or you can add some loops there, entirely up to you. Yeah, so let us add some loops. I'm just going to add loops like these. Yeah. To give it a more finished look. Right, so we are still working on the lace here, drawing a double lace. Yeah, and I'll do that on the other side also. Same simple stroke, the C shape or the U shape. Yeah, we are done with drawing that shape. Again, this line cannot be so clean, right, as far as laces are concerned. So we will do some lacing, some weaving here. So I am using my O5 and adding this loop and filling up these small little spaces left in between at the same time, and just adding an uneven look to the line. just like a weave. Thread work, as I mentioned earlier also, it looks more real, more lacy, rather than a straight clean line. Yeah, so filling up the small little spaces in between also at the same time with the same stroke. Yeah, so doing two things at the same time. Yeah, and I'll do exactly the same on the other side also, and close my lace here. Yeah, so take your time and gradually add that looping throughout. Keep filling up the in-between spaces with the same stroke. It's actually very fast. You may think it is very tedious, but it's very fast. Yeah, I'm almost finishing. Yeah, and we are done with the lace part. Yeah, so now some tangling. So pick up your O8, and I'm going to start with a tangle called Senna. Yeah, so I will use this section for the tangle Senna. I'll just draw a C. Yeah, and then start right away from one side. Make sure your nibs are clean and start drawing lines. It's okay if your lines are breaking in between. Jelly roll at times misbehaves. You don't need to go back every time. Yeah, that's okay. Senna will have a lot of line work. I have done an entire series on the tangle. Put a little more pressure as you start with the line and then go easy. Hold the nib a little light as you move towards the end of the line. So Senna is a purely aura based tangle. I just started with a C shape just for reference and maneuvering my lines the way I want, adding close auras. Started with one and then just going on and adding auras to the one line that I started with. Yeah, so that's Senna, and that's the beauty of auras. One of the rare patterns in Zentangle which nobody can replicate exactly because of the number of lines involved in drawing the tangle. Spacing of lines is not important. You can keep them widely spaced, you can keep them closely spaced. Lines need not be that uniform. It's okay, everything is fine, right? So just don't worry about those things. Many things come with practice, especially the stability in your hand in drawing lines, curves. Yeah, so just go with the flow, enjoy yourself as you tangle, and leave the rest. Right, so I'm just going to now change my direction like this. Yeah, take a turn. Just going to continue drawing my Senna auras. Just put a little more pressure as you start the line. Although it is more convenient to do that with your normal O1, but you can try doing it with your jelly rolls also. Yeah. So now just auras. Take your time and slowly add auras. I'm just drawing lines here. Yeah, you can see, nothing else. Maneuvering it the way I want it, not thinking much where what. Yeah, so again I'm going to continue from this side. Now start from the other. Again, add some weight as you start the line. Yeah, it is always a good idea. If your lines are breaking because of jelly roll, that's okay. It will add to the look of your tangle. Yeah, so the lines need not be perfect, just go with the flow. You can see the lines are absolutely straight here. The curve has disappeared. Yeah, just again giving a slight curve. Auras, lines, jelly roll at places. If it stops, it will give an automatic highlight to your senna. Yeah, that's how we add highlights. You break the lines in between, almost at the same place every time we draw it. Yeah, so that's the tangle senna, and I'm just going to place a squid here, sitting idle, enjoying the whole thing. As I mentioned, every tile has a story to tell and reflects your state of mind at that point of time. So just draw as you feel like. Adding a little weight to the second line. Added some bronze shears and adding the tangle squid. Yeah, so we have already done all these tangles. Please refer to my channel, my videos. If you are new to these tangles, you can always learn how to draw them. Although I am going pretty slow, and you can watch me here also. Adding some weight to the second line. I'll now start to cross. Again, drawing behind. Add some weight to the second line. Yeah. Again, drawing behind. Add some weight to the second. Isn't it fun? These tentacles flowing in just about any direction. Nice tangle called squid. Yeah. So I'm now going to add some finer orbs, right? Pick up your O5 and then add some finer orbs over the bigger ones in the in-between spaces. So that's how squid looks like. Yeah. You can also add some dots, even finer, from big orbs to smaller orbs and then to dots. Give a nice feel to your squid, right? So do what you feel like. Add these dots, as many as you want. Yeah. And we are done with our tangling. Yeah. Let's move on to shading now. So let us now move on to shading our tile. Yeah. So a little darkness under this line on two sides of the laces. So first we'll shade and we'll see if we want to redo certain lines, we shall do that. Yeah. So not too much shading required as far as these are concerned. Just you can add on one side a little bit because I like it white, just a shadow kind of a feel. Yeah, not too much. A little at these turnings. Just a touch. Yeah, then moving on to this, under this line. Yeah, now slowly blend, and you can always add a little on one side of the bronze chairs, darken one side. Yeah, on Senna here on the line. Yeah, let's blend this much and then we'll see if we want to add more. Some chalk. And just pick up another blending stuff and add some nice cloudy look. To your squid. Yeah, you can always redo some lines. For example, just re-emphasize the orbs after your shading so that they are explicit. Yeah, then going on to the next. Blending the second part of the lace, the two extensions. Yeah, then on the inside. A little blending here where you have added some graphite. Yeah, then the Senna. Yeah, and then time to redo some lines using my 10. Yeah, always a good idea to redo the lines after your shading. Yeah, you can use your 08 or 10, whatever you feel like. So carefully just redo lines wherever you think the shading has blurred the lines. It's not necessary everywhere. Just deciding randomly. Yeah, I don't think we need any more shading. And we are done. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so that's our tile for today, and I'll meet you in the next session with another new idea, right? So don't forget to initial and sign and date your tile. Initial your tile, take a moment to appreciate it, embrace it, sign it. It's your own creation. When you come back to it later, you will remember. Put in a comment if you like, right? And I'll see you again with another new session. Bye bye.